Hello, everyone. Welcome to Masego Empire. Thank you so much for always following. Thanks so much for always sharing the videos that I've been making on this uh, page. God bless you so much. Now, today we actually going to talk about port of entry for international students. Now, port of entry simply means that the first airport an international student will land in Canada. This simply means that as an international student moving to Canada, by all means, your plane will land in one of the airports or one of the international airports in Canada. That first airport that you'll be landing is what we are referring to as what? The port of entry. Now, it's good to note that as an international student, if you've been issued acceptance letter from any of the Canadian colleges or any of the Canadian universities, you need to apply for a study permit. The study permit is actually a document that authorizes an international student to live and in Canada, live in Canada, study in Canada, and to be able to work legally. Now, after you have gotten your study permit, after you have gotten your acceptance letter, then you need to apply for this study permit. When your application for study permit is approved, they will approve it initially. When they approve it initially, they will now ask you to submit your passport to the embassy. Then the embassy will now stamp your visa into the passport. Now, when they have done that, yesterday I've spoken about the fact that they will give you a letter through your portal. If they give you the letter will state that your study permit will be issued to you when you land in Canada. So I have a copy of the letter here. Let me just read partly what the letter says. The letter says that your application to study in Canada has been initially approved by Immigration, Refugee, and Citizenship Canada. The final decision to issue you a study permit and allow you to enter Canada is made after an examination by an officer in Canada. At this time, an officer will assess if you still meet the requirements. So the officer will assess if you still meet the requirements of the Immigration and Refugee Protection Act, its regulations, and any other Canadian legislation. So it means that when you now enter Canada, the border official, these are people who work with this in the Canada Border Service, will now assess you to see if you still meet the requirements. So it means that you met the requirement before the visa officer issue you this letter. So they will assess you to see if you still meet the requirements. You get that? Good. Now let's move on. They have stated the introductory letter, blah blah blah, your medical validity and some things. Then they have stated here documents you must bring with you to get your study permit. So it means that if you land at the port of entry, there are certain documents that you must bring with you before that permit can be issued to you. Then they said a valid passport. So it means that they would like to see your valid passport. That is number one. Then they have stated that your study permit would be valid beyond the passport expiry date. So it means that if your program is a 4-year program, but your passport will expire in the next 1 year, it means that they will not give you a study permit that will last for the entire duration of your program. Then another thing. Then they say a valid temporary resident visa. So if required, listen to the following conditions. They have stated certain conditions here. Let me just go straight and talk about few things. Then they said, as you gather your documents, beware that this letter does not authorize you to enter, remain, or study in Canada. A border service officer will make that decision when you arrive in Canada. So the decision the border officer make when you arrive in Canada is what we want to talk about today. It's good to know that I'm not a licensed immigration consultant. I'm not a licensed immigration lawyer. I'm only going to share my personal experiences with you. So we want to talk about some of the questions that the border officer may ask you when you land in Canada. That will convince him to know that you still meet the requirement to be issued visa. You meet the requirement to be issued a study permit. Now, yesterday we've spoken about you taking the plane from Ghana, from Africa, going through the various, making transits in the various countries and finally landing in Canada. So when you land in one of Catherine, you're welcome. If you land in one of the airports in Canada, for example, Pearson Airport in Toronto, when the flight or the plane lands, just make some normal announcement and welcome you to Canada. Oh, Catherine, how do we send you stars? I think you just have to click on the icon, something there to take you to another page and you send. So when you land in Canada, after making the announcement, they will allow you to move out. Once you begin to move out, you see how beautiful the airport is. Very beautiful. Perhaps all the airports that you might have seen, if you just move from maybe Ghana to Egypt, Egypt to Canada, the two airports you meet, Kotoka and what is you see in Cairo may be different from what you're going to see in Canada. Entirely different. Glass throughout. As you walk, at this time, there are so many people, so you need to walk faster. As you walk, the first thing you'll be seeing some place which has some machines. That place is called information kiosk. Surely there will be an officer there who will tell everybody to go to the various kiosk, move to the various kiosk, and this is key in your information. So the kiosk is just like something like ATM machine in Ghana. I know ATM machines, they are almost the same across Africa. So you see it like ATM machine. So when you get there, you just key in your name, your first name, your last name, then you enter. Then the next thing that will come is your date of birth. You enter. Then the next thing is purpose of visit, why you are in Canada. Then it will come study, work permit, visit, so and so. Then you click study. Then it will ask you the duration of your program, the duration for which you are coming to study. At this time, you must be very truthful and honest. Nobody is there to watch you because all your informations are already in the system. So, and it will give you the durations in days. So if your program is 1 year, it will be 360. If it's a 2-year program, 3 year, and the maximum 4-year program, everything that you key in, then you click next, then the machine itself will just raise. If you are tall, maybe like me, the machine will raise very high to your maximum height and take you a picture. So once the machine automatically takes you the picture, it prints the receipt for you. Then you get that receipt. You keep that receipt. It has your name and blah blah blah. So you print it. Then you begin to move. When you move and you are going, then you are going to meet another set of people, another set of border officials. Then they will ask you, "You welcome. Where from you?" Blah, blah. They are so friendly. Then they will ask you, "Do you have something to declare?" Did you hear the question? Do you have something to declare? Yesterday, we have actually spoken about you declaring the full substances that you are bringing to Canada. So at this time, if they ask you, do you have something to declare? You say yes, because you have already declared these things in your home country. So you say yes. What did you bring? They maybe ask you, what did you bring? Tell them, I brought food, I brought fish, you brought whatsoever. We have spoken about some of the precautionary measures you must take. So you say those things, whatever it is, you move on. I could remember when they asked me, I told them I brought only bread. I brought only bread. Then they asked me to go. You must declare. So then you say whatever it is, then you move on. You move on, then you may see other people. Mostly your flight will land together with other flights. So there'll be a lot of people there. Then the border officials will be making an announcement. If you are students, move to this side. So you see all people, passengers who have just arrived, they are students, they all follow. Then you get to a place where they have a lot of tellers, about 15 or 20 tellers there. Then the border officials are in there. Everybody will form a line. At this time, you are left to determine your fate at this time. These are where we have the border officials. You are going to determine your fate. Let me be very quick to say that at this point, even if somebody has done the visa application for you, if somebody help you to do the school application, you should defend everything. Don't say somebody has done this for you. That could actually create a lot of problems for you. So you'll be there, you'll be in a line. Don't forget that there are cameras. They may be watching your demeanor. They may be watching you. So you need to be very friendly. Put on a nice smile. That's why when they are coming, you know you are getting closer. You can take a sleep so that you'll be okay. Then you be there, be in the queue. Don't be scared. Be very confident, as I said yesterday. And you should be bold. So people will be moving. They'll be shouting at people. I told you, they'll be shouting. People, they may be asking questions. People may not be able to answer their questions. Be very calm. Be confident. So it will be going next. At that point, you have your bags at your back. So if your documents, as the documents that I've spoken about yesterday, you can open your bag and take some of them, or you know they are in the bag, so you keep them there. Then when you get to your time, when they say next, you just walk and get closer to the officer. Just say hi. Here, that's what they say. You just say hi. Then once you are getting closer, they say, "Oh, you're welcome." You say thank you. They may even ask, "How are you doing?" "I'm fine." Then you get that. Now, then they may ask you, "Can I please see your passport?" When they ask of your passport, the receipt that you have printed, attach the receipt to the passport and give them. You get that? The receipt that you have printed from where we have the information kiosk, if they ask of your passport, "Can I please see your passport?" You say, "Oh, sure, here you are." Give it to them with the receipt. Then they may even ask you, let me see, "Oh, Mr. Achiampong." "Oh, yes." Okay. They may ask you the first question, "What brings you to Canada?" Do you get that? What brings you to Canada? The purpose of this question, or the significance of this question, is to know why you are in Canada. So you can say, "I'm here to study." This one is made purposely for those who are studying. So we center everything to studies, because the port of entry questions are different from those who are here on studies, those who are here on visit, and those who are here on work permit. So what brings you to Canada? "I'm here to study." "Can I see your acceptance letter?" Your acceptance letter is your admission letter. You say, "Oh, why not? Please give me a moment." Then you open your bag. Then you give your acceptance letter to him or her. Just be smiling. They may look at it. Then they say, "Oh, okay. Which school are you coming to study at?" You should be able to mention your school, because the person has the acceptance letter. They are re-examining you. They want to see if the information that you have keyed in whilst you are in your home country will be the same as you are coming to see. Which school are you coming to study? "Oh, University of Toronto." "Okay, which program?" "MSc Mathematics." That's good. That's good. There is a condition on the acceptance letter which says that you are supposed to make some tuition deposits. Oh yes, I have done that. Please a moment. Then you open your bag and give the receipt to him or her. In case the acceptance that they have issued to you, you are supposed to fulfill a condition like that. You are supposed to what? Make a tuition deposit, especially if you are coming to study in a college. Some universities also request for this. So you give that receipt to him or her. Now, so once you have given the receipt, he or she may look at it. Then they may ask you, have you enrolled? Or I would like to see the proof of your enrollment. Enrollment simply means that your registration, as we say in Ghana. I don't know how it's being said in Nigeria or wherever, but enrollment simply means that your registration for programs that you'll be studying. Have you enrolled? You can just say yes. Or if they ask you, let me just see the proof of your enrollment. Just pick the enrollment form and give it to them. This is so important. This shows that you are actually here to enroll. If you have not enrolled whilst you are coming in, even though your school has requested you to enroll and you fail to enroll, you can begin to have issues here, because enrollment is actually important. And I know most schools will do enrollment for you whilst you are in your home country. Most schools will do that. So they ask, then you give it to him or her. Now, the enrollment form contains the total amount of tuition fee you are supposed to pay. Then they may see it and say, okay, that's fine. Did you pay your tuition fee? That is your school fees. So now the answer is left to you. Oh yes, I have paid it. Or did you pay your tuition fee? Please no, I'm on full scholarship. Full scholarship simply means the school be taking care of it. I'm on full scholarship. Then you can just show your scholarship letter to him or her, which will contain, oh, this person is on full scholarship, everything has been taken care of. Now, if you are not on a full scholarship, if they ask, have you paid your tuition fee? You say yes. Then you issue the receipt that the school has given to you. You give the receipt to him or her. That shows that you've paid. If you have not paid, you begin to have issues from this stage. Now, let me also be quick to say that just answer the questions as brief as possible. Don't say things that they have not requested you to say. Don't answer questions that they didn't ask you. You see, if you have not paid tuition fee, this actually can lead from one stage to another, from one person to another. If you have not paid your tuition fee, what shows that you are here to school? You see, now, this does not also imply that they will ask everybody. Everybody may not be asked these questions. Some people, you may just go there, they just ask you some 1 or 2 questions that may not even be relating to this, but we are preparing for a standardized assessment that may happen. Yesterday, I've indicated that everybody with he or her traveling experiences. Now, so after asking you that question, oh, can I see the proof of your teaching? You give it to him or her. Now, they can also ask you, how are you coming to take care of your living expenses? We all know what is living expenses. So I have money it's in my bank account. So what can you use to prove that you have money in your bank account? The bank statement that you have used to do the visa application, you put the bank statement and show him or her that I have money in my bank account. Let me also tell you that at this stage, in case you have submitted your visa application over 1 year now, for a long period of time, it's good that you update your bank statement. Updating the bank statement simply means that you print a new bank statement that is current, that's within some few months, within some few days, that will show a lot of money as your closing balance. You see, if you have printed your bank statement within 5 months, it's not bad, it's okay, but it should not go beyond 6 months. Once you do that, it gives them an indication that indeed you have money to come in, take care of yourself. Then you present your bank statement. Now, they can also ask you, where will you stay? Where will you stay simply talks about the community you are coming to stay in Canada. If you are going to stay in a school hostel or you are going to stay off campus, Mr. Mabla, you're welcome. If you're going to stay off campus, they may ask you, can you give me your address? Now, yesterday we spoken about you getting this in a private home or getting a hostel on the school compound. So when they ask you this question, what you just have to do is what you can refer to your agreement. If the landlord has given the address, you can just mention it wherever. You mention the address, mention the community, you mention the street number, that ends it. Now, some of the visa officers may actually want to speak with your landlord. They can ask you this question. We want to speak with the owner of the apartment or the owner of the house you are going to lodge at. So yesterday we have spoken that you get the landlord's number or whatsoever. If they want to speak with them, you give the number of the landlord to them. Let them, they will call to verify if you are coming to what, stay with them. If somebody, I want to ask, if you are going to a province outside Toronto, do you get to Pearson Airport before booking a flight, train or bus, or you have to book before leaving Ghana? Now, yesterday, I stated that there are 13 international airports in Canada. In Ontario, we have one at Ottawa and one in Toronto. So if you are coming to Ontario, if you are coming to Ontario, you can either land in any of these airports. Now, there are some people based on experiences who also tell you that, oh, if you are landing at Montreal, the border officials are so nice, they don't scrutinize people and what have you. So even though you are landing, your school is at Ontario, land in Montreal. That is people's perception. What our advice is that if your school is at Ontario, land in Ontario. If your school is at Manitoba, land at what? Winnipeg Airport. You see, once you finish with the border official stage, you can just book this in Uber, you can just book Lyft and move to your apartment. It's so easy. It's so easy. That is the easiest thing you do. So yesterday, you remember I was saying that don't overtake pictures so that your phone your phone battery will die off. You get that? So if your school is at Ontario and you land in Toronto or Pearson Airport, it's easy. I will talk about that. Now, so once you have given your address, if the person the official want to speak with your landlord or whatever, you give it to them, then it ends there. Now, they may just tell you to wait. Then within some few minutes, you print the study permit and give you. Then the study permit is just one-page document like a certificate. It has your name, it has the program the program option you come in to study, when your program ends, if you are if they are mandating you to work on and off campus, all those things will be there. Now, I could remember when I got to the border officials, they asked me only one question. They asked me only one question. I could remember when I got there, they just say, "Hi, you're welcome. Can I see your passport?" I gave the passport with the receipt to him. He was a man. And I gave it to him, he said, "Oh, you are coming to study?" And I said, "Yes." That is the only question they asked me. "You are coming to study?" And I said, "Yes." That is the only question they asked me. But at that point, that day, we were there. Two guys from Nigeria were told that they were going to return them because they were unable to answer the questions that they were asking them. Everybody may not have the same experience as I had. My question was just to say yes, that ends it. But some people, they were asking questions concerning what they were doing in their home country. One particular guy from Nigeria, they were asking him of the workplace he was working. And that guy, I knew that it was somebody who did the visa for him. They were asking him, he mentioned the name of the workplace. They said, no, that is not what is in the system. They asked this question, he says this, they say that is not what is in the system. They asked this, he says this, that is not what is in the system. So you see this, all that you are saying does not connect with what was fed into the system. So once the border officer isn't satisfied with the answers you are providing, they can easily refuse to allow you enter the country. Some people, you can just get there, they will ask you to log into your visa portal for them to see. If you are unable to log in onto your visa portal, it means that you do not have access to it. I've spoken about this thing yesterday. There are some people, they can just ask you to log into your school portal. Once you are unable to do that, you just have to, they will ask you to go back. So it's good to prepare. They may ask you questions relating to your parents, questions relating to what they do, questions relating to your husband, questions relating to your kids and whatsoever. But most importantly, questions that they may be asking you may be relating to what I have just said and more. You get that? Now, once they have done this and issue you your study permit, it means you are done. You have your study permit, you can begin to jubilate. You can begin to call all the ancestors, you can begin to call your pastor and tell, hey, I landed in Canada. You can begin to post pictures that I told you that even if you have taken the pictures, don't post them until your study permit has been issued to you. Now you have your study permit, so you can begin to do a lot of posting now. Now, if you are living there, you need to now go to where we have your luggages are. I told you, your luggage that they may take from you, if you are coming from Ghana, Kotoka, you may not see those, like you will not see them until you land in Canada. So there are those security officers, they can just ask them where you get your luggage, they will show you. You go there, there are 1,001 bags there. Go through your bags, go through the bags, get your bag, which one belongs to you actually. Then you ask for exit. Once you move out of the airport, the departure, once you move out, you see a lot of taxis there. This is not taxi that you may see if you are coming from Ghana or Nigeria. The taxis you see, they are actually posh cars. You see Lexus, you see Benz, good cars. Good cars. So just give your address to them. I think most of them, they will take $70. The distance is not far, but 70. So if you have your Uber app, the Uber app we use in Ghana, if you are coming from Ghana, you use the same Uber app here. It's the same Uber app. So if you are coming from Ghana and you want to use the same Uber app, it's easy because the Ubers over here don't take physical cash. So if you use the Uber to order, then they will debit it from your account. You see, so that is it. Then you just order. If you don't have the app, they can just pick you. You pay physical cash if they agree. But for Uber, I know Uber this thing don't take. So you can take Lyft. We have Uber. You can take Lyft when there is another one. Then you take it to your apartment. Welcome to Canada. So guys, that is what will transpire at the airport. So let me see if there are any questions. So Catherine, I believe I've answered your question. Mr. Emmanuel, I see you. Okay, thank you. Yeah. So guys, that is it. If you have any question, you can drop it. If you do not have any question, then I think you have to call it a day. You have to call it a day. People who really had crazy experiences at the airport. There are people who had a lot of unpleasant experiences at the airport. All the border officials, they are just like psychologists. So when you go there, they are watching you in the camera. They are watching you through the CCTV camera. So your demeanor will give them a lot of information. If you are scared, they know. Then if you are scared, it gives an Amen, amen, Katri. Yeah, you tap it. Yeah. Only one question. You are here to stay. I say yes, that is it. And in actual fact, to be sincere with you, in actual fact, I was supposed to pay a tuition fee when I was in Ghana. Thank you, Mr. Senanu Segbeja. Thank you. Oh, the people of Kumasi say hi. Oh, Efo Segbefia. I'm a hog ben I'm a Siamas, I'm a hog ben Mafi Kumasi talk it. I'm a dugbano. But no for my record. In actual fact, I was supposed to pay a tuition fee whilst I was in Ghana, about 10,000 Canadian dollars. 10,000. I didn't request for the money to be transferred to the school. I wanted to come to Canada. So when I was about to leave, you know what I did? I just decided to make part of the payment. I just paid 3,500. That was like 3,500. There was just like 500 Canadian dollars. No, is that 3,000 or 4,000? 4,500 or so. That was what I paid, which was just like 500 Canadian dollars then. So when I was on board, I was actually thinking of what to tell them in case they ask me. So I was thinking, if they ask me, what am I going to say? So I was actually brainstorming, and I had a lot of questions that if they asked me, I was going to tell them because I was so confident. And God being so good, that is why I told you that I am not interested in what you believe in. You are Christian, you are traditionalist, you are Muslim, you are Buddhist, you are paid. That I'm not interested in that. Just pray to whatever you believe in. Just be prayerful and be confident. Just tap cool there. When you call it, you ask me one question. Hey, Charlie, come and see the way they drop me. You got just imagine they ask you. Even though I have evidence to prove that my tuition fee isn't a problem, I have evidence to prove. I learned, I think 2 weeks ago, one Ghanaian lady who was coming to study in Canada on Empower loan that we talk about. Her loan was approved, but Empower didn't actually pay the school fees on her behalf before she arrived at Pearson Airport. So when they asked if she had actually paid her tuition fee, she said no. Unfortunately for her, the border official did not take that lightly. So she was asked to go back to Ghana. Yeah, and she has no option. When they tell you are going back, the next available flight to either Egypt, France, Germany, or whatsoever will take you. And just see, it's so hard to get flight tickets. So for me, I always tell people, once your visa has been approved, do everything possible. At least if you not pay all the tuition fee, pay part of it. If you have had a scholarship, you are safe. If an organization or you have taken loan, just ask them to pay the tuition fee for you, so that when you land there, you know that you are landing on a good note. You see that? Good, that guys, that is it. Afu Segbefia. Let's talk. Send me email. Let's link up. Senanu Segbefia. Me say, do message lamp. Send me email. Let's link up. You are from my hometown. We have something to talk about. Send me email once this discussion has ended. So guys, see you. That is all I have for you. Hopefully tomorrow in the evening, I'll be dropping a communique on the page. I want to have a discussion with so many of you. It's going to be one-on-one discussion. I'll drop the link on the page. You join the link and you have, you see, how much did you say was your tuition? Senior Ogu, yeah, $10,000. $10,000 was my tuition fee. $10,000 was my tuition fee. That was from fall. That was from September to December. Was $10,000. But because when I was coming, let me be sincere with you. Oh, for Segbetia, you just send me your own. You just send me your own. To be sincere with you, send me an email. My email is on the page, masegoempire@gmail.com. To be sincere with you, Senior Odu, I knew that when I come, I don't want to actually start school in September. I don't want to start school because they had already started the program. When, you know, once you are going through the, I've registered, enrolled already. I did my enrollment, and they have added me to some groups. They have given assignments and a whole lot of stuff. You see, now, if you come to Canada, actually, attendance also forms part of your assessment. Attendance can be 10%. So you need to always be present in class. If not always, at least mostly. I wasn't going to class. That is number one. Number two, they have given assignments already. And the assignments that they were giving, I wasn't in class. So I don't even know what they were doing. So I told myself that when I come, I was not going to start or continue with the program. So if I pay the tuition fee, there could be a lot of issues. So I actually decided not to pay. So when I came in, I went to the school, went to the international advisors, and I told them that was what happened. Already they have given assignments and a lot of things. But before you are giving, how do they even say, there is a name. If you have not submitted your assignment and you want the professor to give you a different one, you should have obtained permission. All those things, I wasn't doing it. And if you fail to submit assignment, if they have given you a deadline, assuming you are supposed to submit an assignment today, and you fail to submit it today, oh, that will affect you. Even if you submit it tomorrow, it will affect you. These are things that everybody needs to know. Deadlines are so important. Nobody will come and tell you that, oh, do this. No, 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 no. They just drop the assignments on your portal for you. You are supposed to know some of the assignments. Once you begin the program, the deadline for each of the assignments are there. Sometimes you don't even have to write exam. Unlike in Africa, where at the end of the semester you write exams and all those things. Sometimes you don't write exam. Like my semester, which ended a few weeks ago, we didn't write any exam. You see the thing? Yeah, they have so many forms of assessment here. So if you miss the deadline, you are in trouble. Unlike in Ghana, where you can go to university where you may not even speak in class. From the beginning of the semester to the end, you may not speak. The professor may not even know you, your lecturer may not know. Here, you can't do that. It will affect you because, how do they even say it? Contribution in class also forms part of the assessment. So you must always talk in class. These people, that their educational system is so flexible, is so nice. You must speak in class. It's a must. My class, last semester, I enrolled for 3 courses. And in all those classes, it's only one of the classes that we are about 31 or so. That is the highest I've seen. One of the classes we are just 15. Another class we are just about 14. That is the highest. The classes, they are in smaller sizes, and you must speak. Always you must speak. Unfortunately, I'm the only black in all the classes. These white people. And you must speak, because if you are not speaking, it means that it will be against you. You see their system, so nice. Assuming they give you these lines. Unlike in Ghana, where you have this big pamphlet that you need to be racking your brain to go and read it. No, each of the classes here, they only give you some PDFs. It could be, the crazy one I've seen so far is about 126 pages. 126 pages for just one class, 3 hours class. You need to read that before you go to class. You need to read that and submit what is called reflection. You submit that, the reflection, before you go for the lectures. You submit it to the professor. It's part of your assessment. And when you go to the class, you should be able to contribute, ask questions. Once you do that, you may not know what the professor is putting down. The professor knows everybody. By class, once you enter the class, the professor knows your name. So contribution form part of assessment, attendance form part of assessment, and a whole lot of things. But comparing how challenging our educational system is in Ghana compared to this place is so flexible. Just that it's stressful. Always, every class you have assignment. Every class you have something to present. You may go to class and the professor is teaching, saying something. Then the professor asks a question. The professor will ask a question and ask everybody to submit the answer. through your portal. That will form part of your assessment. You see, so that is it. It's so nice. One day I'll bring the other guy we've been doing it to come and share some insightful things with you. And I always say that people who even, excuse me, my language, people who go to university in Ghana and even get third class, if you come here, you can even get a first class. There are systems that they put in place to help everybody to discover him or herself. There are systems they put in place to help everybody to be able to do well in class. You see, there are sessions that they even open up for people. They open up session for maybe a particular class in a particular faculty. They let you have interaction with your colleagues, have interaction with the professors. Where you are finding difficulty, they try to help you. They do a lot of things. Even if you are finding it difficult to grab what the professor is teaching, you can just send email to the professor. Send email to the professor and tell him or her that, Charlie, the thing you are teaching, I know they see talk. The professor will ask you to book appointment and come and see him or her in the office. So nice. It's nice experience. Everybody should just try it. Most especially if you are a teacher. If you are a teacher, there are some of the things that I know you have upper hand over it. Even though when you come here, you face a lot of challenges. For me, I've attended the IELTS class in Accra. So the accent, their enunciation and all those things, at least I had an experience in them. When you come and they are doing their pronunciation, the first day you go to class, you say, so these people, which English are they even speaking? Because the pronunciations are entirely different from what we are used to in Ghana. These are the owners of the language. So those things, they are entirely different. But the first day you may not understand most of the things that they will be saying. The way they speak so fast, they pronounce some of the words. You say, this word to be English word. So you see, so those are the things. Systems are put in place. And in all my classes for last semester, we did presentation. Presentation forms part of all the 3 classes. And for example, if today the topic that you'll be presenting on is port of entry, that is the main topic, and each group will not be more than 4 people. Only 4 people will be in a group, and each person will be given a subtopic under the major topic. Everybody will present. When you finish your presentation, the class will ask you questions. You ask the class questions, supposed to be interactive. Then they will give you a mark. You see, now I'm only saying this based on my experiences that I've had in Ghana as a teacher. You realize that most of the people here, because they might have not taught so much. So they will come and read and be reading. They'll be reading Yeah, the way they speak, most of them will really come and be reading. But because of the experiences I've had in Ghana as somebody who taught for some few years, when it's my time, I will not go and be reading those in the way we do teaching in Ghana. And when you do that, it makes the professor so happy. You see, so that is why I said that if you are a teacher, you have an upper hand over most of the things that they may be doing. But when you can't get the language, you struggle. Even me, who attended that class in Accra, that class has the accent from Canada, accent of US, accent of Australia, accent of New Zealand, and accent of UK. They put all those accents together. If you attend the IELTS class, but Charlie, some of the pronunciation they say that they laugh, they laugh, and the way they even speak in academic setting is different from the work setting. At your workplace, when you go to your workplace, the English they speak is also different. So you need enough time to be able to learn to adjust yourself with some of these things. But it's actually a great experience. It's a great experience. You guys should just try. Just come. If you have the desire, just try and see. At least just come and have a feel of it. If you wish to go back to Ghana, Charlie, just do it. You are a teacher, just come and have a feel of it. Go to Ghana, at least you may get something better to do. You know the way the system has been structured now, guys. Thank you so much. God bless you. we'll meet some other time to have more deliberation. God be with you. Share this video if you realize that it's so engaging. Share it to bless somebody. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.